Master is a shipyard founded in the 70s in the outskirts of Milan, more specifically in Segrate, and it's specialised in the production of tubulars for inflatable boats as well as in the production, although modest at the start, of inflatable boats. But how did it go from tubulars to fishing units? Well, there's only one thing that can make this possible, that same thing that certifies the quality but above all the care with which these products are made, and that is passion. And it was Annalisa Gargiulo herself who fell in love with fishing and designed the entire Master fishing line. This is the Master 775 fishing, and today I'm here in Genoa to test it. Welcome to the boat show. Let's get to know it. Overall length 8.10 meters and a maximum beam width of 3.1 meters. It displaces 1,100 kilos with no load, and it can carry up to 16 people, including the owner. The registration category in the European Union is C. At the stern there are two swimming platforms around the engines, and on one of them there is the integrated swimming ladder and fixed stainless steel handle. The cockpit area, that measures 1.8 by 2.08 meters, is surrounded by a fiberglass structure that is customizable based on the client's needs, as many of the possible choices on this boat. On this unit that I'm about to test today, these rod holders are located on the gunwale. But the great thing about the Master is that all the steel parts you see, including the rod holders, are made in the shipyard's own steel mill, so you can choose the shape, the quantity and the position. Basically, you can choose anything you want. On the stern end, there is a folding sofa with an inspection access underneath. Under the pilot's seat, there is a worktop to close the 140-litre continuous recirculation live well. The helm station is large and well visible thanks to the generous dimensions of the formwork, and the steel superstructure covers the pilot very well during navigation. A detail that makes us understand the care with which the inflatable boat has been designed is this. The superstructure anchors at the level of the two-plate keel, but the formwork covers what could be a really dangerous obstacle for a fisherman's foot while trying to reach a drifting reel. A large tailgate with a flap opening towards the bow gives complete accessibility to the navigation services, to the pumps and sea inlet strictly in sight, and to an electric toilet in case its installation is requested. At the bow there's a sun deck that covers both the equipment lockers and the 375-litre fish tank with macerator and refrigerated plate. The bow is in fiberglass, excellent for the boarding from the bow or even as a comfortable throne during the roadstead. Below, the anchor locker with the electric winch, and in full view the two lifting eye bolts. As well as on every other inflatable of the Master fishing line, there is the predisposition of the corrugated pipes for the installation of the trolling motor. From a company that was founded for the production of tubulars for inflatable boats, we could not expect anything but tubulars of the highest quality. 1,670 denier neoprene orca with closed band processing from the inside and outside of the hull, and then again double-ended membrane always at 1,670 deniers. The tubulars are dark, sure, but there aren't any vent valves, and this means Master knows that their tubulars can hold up to any temperature and any pressure. On the other hand, the hull of this inflatable boat is a historical one from Master. It was designed by Annalisa Gargiulo's father and retouched by her on the front sides. This small touch-up should allow the boat to be able to navigate even in strong seas, even with following sea without having the boat heel, so keeping the bow high and light on the water. This is just the theory, but we're going to test it out. Unfortunately, today in Genoa the sea is very calm. I say unfortunately because such inflatables that can navigate in the strongest conditions, it would be fun to really put them to the test. Today on the transom there are two 200 horsepower Yamaha engines for a total of 400 horsepower, which is also the maximum power available on this inflatable boat, either single engine or twin engine, as in this case. A good cruising speed is around 25 to 30 knots, and in fact right now we're at 27 knots. The seaworthiness is excellent. What I perceive is that the boat needs a little time to stay lighter on the water, so let's raise the trim. I'll set the trim more or less at 40%, and from 3,800 RPM we arrive at 4,000 RPM. The speed easily reached 30 knots. Now let's see how the hull of the Master 775 Fishing behaves while manoeuvring. The keel is very deep, so the inflatable boat has a very impressive handling when turning. Just think that we have 23 degrees of dead rise on the transom. The tubulars rest in the water and therefore support the boat that does not bend too much. However, if I close the whole rudder, I'm impressed because the veering angle is incredible. The manoeuvrability and navigability of the fishing boat must be impeccable, because if the forage of fish is many miles away, we must reach it as quickly as possible. The shipyard declares that with this type of motorisation, we can easily go over 45 knots. So today, as always, I have two main goals. The first one is to reach them, and the second one is to pass them. Let's turn on the gas. Can you hear the engines roar? We're at 43.2 knots, and I can definitely reach 45 knots. How? By raising the trim and getting the hull out of the water. By raising the trim, the hull becomes much lighter. The tubulars are placed on the water, which makes the boat straighten. You have to be careful on the waves. We hit 45 knots, the first goal has been achieved. Now, what will be the real top speed of this boat? With 5,900 RPM, we hit 46.9 knots. 47 knots, we did it once again. This inflatable boat is perfect for fishing. Seaworthiness is there, the speed as well, and all the details that are needed for this sport are absolutely not left to chance. So what's missing now? An excellent fisherman who wants to have fun on the new Master 775 Fishing.